Hi, I'm Trisha from Radio Heatwave, and I'm at Music Matters Live here with the up-and-coming artist Lui Peng, all the way from the UK with his new single, No Rush.
Hey, Trisha.
Hi, welcome to Singapore. So,
Thank you.
how's your time been here in Singapore?
I loved Singapore. I think Singapore is great. It's just been, I don't know, it's been very hectic, I think, for me, because, you know, as an artist, I'm here doing all these shows and then doing these interviews. And yeah, but I've enjoyed it. The food's been amazing and the weather's been lovely as well. So can't complain.
Have you done any like leisure activities?
Not per se. We went to Gardens by the Bay and
nice.
checked that place out. Me and my videographer Chris, we filmed a couple of sessions there.
I actually saw your story.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So yeah,
that's
we
really
went
nice.
and checked that place out, and it was beautiful. The air's like so nice to breathe compared to like obviously coming from Shenzhen and Hong Kong and Wuhan, like those places in China. They're great places also, but like there's a little bit more pollution than here.
All right. What's one word you'd use to describe yourself to others?
See, I had an answer for this one, but it's not really sure. I guess eccentric, maybe. It's strange.
Okay. Great. Weird.
Maybe.
No. All right. What or who has influenced you to become a singer?
See, this is also quite a hard one because there's been so many musical influences in my life. But I think like one of the main ones is not really being able to talk to girls when I was younger, and I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar so I can serenade girls, and like perhaps they might like me a little bit more. And that was one of the main driving points. But other than that, like, I love 30 Seconds to Mars. I think Jared Leto is such an inspiration to kids and also to like just a musician in general because he's got a phenomenal voice.
What do you think of the music scene in the UK?
I think the music scene in the UK, obviously, it's very interesting as an outsider's perspective because like it's currently very dominated by black and white artists. And you see a lot of Afro beats and things like that being in the charts, and also a lot of like pop, super pop kind of candy pop singers being in the charts also. And someone who's never really fitted in that region, I think is a little bit difficult. But now seeing as the whole West is like more clocking onto Asia and like K-pop and all these sort of more Asian-inspired music is coming over to the West. I think it's definitely time for change. And as an Asian person who's from the West, I think, you know, maybe I have a little bit of an advantage on that. But I think that the live music scene in the UK is something, unless you're someone who actually has a lot of followers and fans and everything, it's difficult to actually establish yourself. As you know, I am not a big artist. I'm a up-and-coming singer artist. Like a lot of venues in London will absolutely take advantage of that. They'll try and make you pay them to play. So they're like the whole idea is you buy tickets up front so that they don't lose money if you can't bring anyone. And I think that's such a backwards kind of thinking, just purely on the basis that a venue should be hiring you in to provide music and entertainment for the guests, not hiring you in just to make them money. And it's because of this whole money-driven mentality, I think UK's got a little bit of catching up to do.
All right. Where is your dream venue to play?
To be honest, I don't really like playing live. I prefer being in the studio and writing songs. That's like where I really feel confident and comfortable. Being in a live environment, I enjoyed it. Obviously, Singapore Music Matters has been an awesome experience, and everyone's been really lovely and supportive. And I enjoyed the time here and playing. But ultimately, I have not given that question a thought at all, just because, I don't really like playing live as much as I like making music.
Why do you think that is? Like, is it just being alone? Like.
So I swing very much between being extroverted and introverted character. Like I'm very down the middle. I'm not like one day I'll be 80% extroverted, but then the next day I'll be 80% introverted. So like for me, when I'm in an extroverted kind of like environment, if I'm not feeling like I fit, trying to make myself fit into that environment is something that doesn't really come naturally to me. And I don't know, I'm also terrified of forgetting my lyrics, because like I supported James Hersey in May 2017, and one of the songs I just couldn't remember it, and I was just like, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't do this song right now, because it was quite a new song to me at the time. So I just did all that rest of my songs, and they went great, but that one song, it just like, which was No Rush, my newest single actually, that just come out. I've written it for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just really scared of forgetting my lyrics. I think that comes from the root.
Makes sense. It's like less pressure.
Yeah. If I'm in the studio, I can take my time. I can just chill and then re-record anything I want, whenever I want. If I make a mistake, it's no biggie, you know?
Did you face any setbacks or discrimination by anyone while trying to pursue your
Okay, so yeah, when I did actually think about this, because when I was speaking to my manager about this when he first signed me back in 2015, and when he first signed me, he was talking to his friends about it. He was talking to his like co-workers and like, well, not co-workers per se, but like other people who is also in the industry where his positioning is. And they have said that, like, when he asked them about taking on an Asian artist, they were like, no, we don't touch that. We don't do it, because, like, it's just not where it's at the moment. But my manager is a forward-thinking kind of guy. His name is Gonzalo from Manta Ray Music. He's, like, he's got something in his mind that most people don't. He speaks, like, 5 languages. He's, like, super, like, on form with most things. And he was like, you know what, I'm going to take a risk despite what everyone's like said and what other people have been against, and I'm going to pick up an Asian artist just for the sake of like having diversity in his portfolio and roster. And through that, obviously we've seen how K-pop has come up, and although I'm not Korean myself, it certainly speaks for most of Asia that Asian artists can be in the limelight, can be commercial, and can be successful. So yeah, I think I have faced discrimination, not like directly, but indirectly. Perhaps there's definitely been underlying discrimination towards not like using me or not signing me to certain things because of like maybe where I'm from.
All right. I understand that one of the main reasons why you came to Asia to play this tour was for your grandfather. Do you mind sharing how your grandfather has played?
Yeah, I mean, like, when I was younger, my mum had to work abroad, and throughout the age of, like, between 2 and 8, my grandfather pretty much raised me single-handedly because my grandmother, she was, like, quite ill at the time. She wasn't really able to look after me as much as a parent. So my grandfather basically had to take on the role of 2 parents in one, and he's fit, he's great, he's been always fit in his life. He was in the army, I believe, I just really admired his perseverance and the fact that he's just such a strong character, and he's still alive at the moment, but you know, I haven't seen him for 8 years, and the fact is, I don't know when I'm going to be able to come back and make this trip to Asia again. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I can come back within a year or 2 and see him again. But like, if that was the case, I wanted to see him at least before he passes, you know?
All right. Well, let's talk about your single, No Rush.
Yeah, let's do it.
What inspired you to produce this single?
So originally, Ninsky and Fabian Lutenberger, the producers, they actually produced a remix and using an a cappella, and that was the backbone of this instrumental. And they approached me with the song, and I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, they approached me in 2016, but it wasn't until about 2017 that I actually fully finished the song, put it together, and it was probably like I've re-recorded the song at least 5 times. And so the version that you hear today has gone through a lot of meticulous kind of tweaking, and like the song itself stemmed from the fact that this girl kept on playing me around and kept on bailing out on dates. I would ask her, "Oh yeah, let's go out to some like bar sometime," and we'd arrange a day, and then she would just be like, "Oh no, my cat was ill or something," and it would be, I just feel really frustrated. I'm like, "Oh, this girl has like literally got me around her little pinky." But instead of like, I didn't want to channel my frustration into a song, so I wanted to reframe it in a sort of a positive aspect. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna write a song based around how she's got to do her own thing and I got my life. So it's okay if you got to do your thing. No rush. Take your time, and I'll just wait. It's fine. Don't worry about me.
I really love the video for it.
Thank you.
I really love the like vibe.
Props to Chris for that via Kotek Films. Yeah.
Is there a message you hope people will take away from your music?
I mean, a lot of my music is just like little cute love songs, really.
Yeah.
I hope people can relate to it and see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel if they are going through some of sort of emotional hardship through either missing a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever. Like, if, you know, at the end of the day, love is such a big part of the human condition and we shouldn't avoid it. And I think it helps a lot of people to understand that as a guy, it's okay to talk about these things. Like, I'm pretty sensitive and it's okay, you know?
Yeah. What advice do you have for any young people who want to pursue music?
I say, like, do your research. If you want to, like, really, if you want to pursue music, you should, like, hone in your craft. If you want to, like, whether that be hip hop, R&B, see what other people are doing around you. First, try and emulate that. Once you get your music crafts to a position where you're like, all right, cool, I can emulate this with pretty easily. Try and find out what the next thing is. Like, always strive to be better than you are, because like at the end of the day, there's always going to be some kid in a garage with a fire beat that could be like the next crazy single that's just going to blow the world away. And even if you don't have that, you can try and find it. Like one of my songs that called Little Love, which is coming out on the EP. This is not a plug, by the way, but it's just it's actually produced by he was 14 at the time. I think he's about 15, maybe 16 now, but like a 14-year-old producer that just hit me out of nowhere. Like, appreciate the hustle. Like, he's like, yo, can I swap a comment or repost for repost on SoundCloud with you? And normally, like, I generally ignore SoundCloud comments because no one's really on SoundCloud anymore.
Yeah.
Like, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to take the time and listen to it. And I listened to his music and I just thought, wow, like, how old are you? And he was like 14. I was like, Jesus, this kid is amazing for his age. He's definitely going to go places. So yeah, we sort of he worked on a remix for me. You can find it on Spotify or most like sort of streaming websites called What to Say, Yadu Khan remix. I think he's changed his name now. But yeah, he gave me this instrumental and I just really vibed with it, so I wrote this song to it.
That's so cool. It's like at such a young age you know what you want to do.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, he's out there, it kind of goes back to your previous question, like he's out there trying his best to connect with people, to network with people. Like, I think on his Instagram, he had like this whole sheet of just like written blogs that he would hit up. Wow. And it's like, what? I never even done that. And he's out there like doing it. So yeah, yeah.
Okay. Finally, is there anything in the works that you can tell us about?
I mean, I'm constantly writing songs. Like, I got like 20, 30 songs, all like work in progresses. But yeah, no, after the Feathers EP comes out, there's another EP that I'm trying to put together at the moment. So far, there's like 12, 13 songs that's currently in the list. I've obviously got to like throw a lot of that aside and then work on the 5 or 6 main ones that I'm gonna put together in the EP for the next EP. I mean, it's not a case that I can't say anything. It's more of a case that I don't know what to say. Like, there's so much that I just write all the time, and whenever I feel inspired, I write. And most of it, I mean, it just ends up sitting in the notes. It was just like a little guitar riff that I was just like, oh no 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 no. I put it together, a melody for, and you know, it sits in my computer doing nothing but. To those 5 or 6 songs that are going to be coming out. I hope the future person who sees this will enjoy them once they're out.
Yeah, okay, so we're done with the questions.
Yeah.
We're going to do a round of rapid
Quick
fire.
fire, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Let's do it.
All right, okay, first one. What is one thing you can't live without?
A camera.
A camera. Okay, number 2, your go-to karaoke song.
I've only done karaoke once, and the one that I actually liked the most was Better Now by Post Malone.
Nice. All right. Something you always have on your mind.
How quick my metabolism is. Like, I always got to be either eating or doing exercises, otherwise I get super skinny.
All right. What's your favorite meal?
Noodles at the moment.
Any type specifically?
Rice ribbon noodles.
Ooh, nice.
They're
If you could time warp yourself to any point in history, when would it be and who would you hang out with?
I would probably, I'm going to go a little bit deep, because I've never met my dad, so I would want to go back and hang out with him, see what he's about.
Yeah, all right. What's your favorite era of music?
Probably 2010s, like current. I'm not an old soul. I was never brought up on old music, so yeah, current music really.
What is something you live by?
Time. Time is the most precious thing that anyone can ever give you. So if anyone gives you their time of day, like, value that person, because, you know, they're giving you a part of them that they're never going to get back.
Yeah, wow. A film that you never get bored of?
Limitless.
Your biggest pet peeve?
People who waste time.
R&B or hip-hop?
R&B.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Froyo or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Movies or TV shows?
Movies.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Singing in the car or singing in
Car.
the shower? All right, that's all we have.
Great, thanks.
Thank you so much for giving me your time.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on your new single.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's been great.